Hey everyone, in this quick tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to learn Dynamo, how to deal with a lot of difficult situations. Like I have prepared 4 scripts for you, but we're going to be exploring not only how to code when you're an architect or just in construction, but also how to understand how to deal with a lot of problems, how to handle them, because actually a lot of stuff in Dynamo are such. When I was starting, and I'm not that proficient in Dynamo, but when I started, a lot of stuff for me was such a conundrum. So let's get started. So here my goal was to I have these doors, a lot of doors, like all of the doors of my project. This is actually a sample project that you have on offer, so you can find this in your sample projects. And here I have windows, and as you know, for the windows and for the doors, we have a lot of parameters. So here, if you click on door, you can see that we have mark, and we have type mark. So my goal was to create 2 scripts. One that is the first one that is going to be relating to doors, and this script will affect just the marks. So as you know, mark is just an instance parameter. So it means that you can have the same door, like actually the same door, and have a lot of marks for this. So it can be door slash 14, and you can have the same door and have door, like it's door slash 14. You can have some door 15, for example. So you can have the same doors with different marks. But here I have a window, and I wanted to change not the mark. As you can see here, we have, for the mark, we have the number 95, but here we have 46 because it's a type mark. Type mark is affecting the whole type. So if you have this window, as you can see, all of these windows are the same, and if you click on even on this window, you can see that the mark is 94, and here the mark is 95, but these ones are the same because they type mark, they're related to the type. And here what I have done, I'm gonna be like going through each step. It's not that difficult script, but it gives you a lot of it's gonna give you a lot of tips how to understand Dynamo, just how to get to know this. So first things first is to what you need to, like, how you need to think in Dynamo at all. What I prefer doing is to work backwards. So I always start to think what kind of a result I want to get. So for example, I know that I want to get all of my, I'm gonna close it off for a minute. I wanted to get all of my doors, and I have actually some different mark for this door, so you can change it out. So I knew that I wanted to take all of my doors, get their mark parameter, and change it to something else. So here in Dynamo we have actually a node for this that is called element set parameter by name. I prefer I prefer typing here like set parameter by name, and you can have this one. So, and here I try to explore what I need to fit into this. So I have element, I have parameter name, and I have value. So actually my element is going to be all of my doors. My parameter name is going to be what I want to affect. In this situation is going to be mark, and my value is going to be like what I want to, what kind of an input I want to have in this mark. So for example, I don't want to have door 14, maybe I want to have like just D, just a letter D slash 14. So how can we achieve this? So first of all, as you can see, I'm gonna make it like this. So here what I've done, I was like, okay, first of all, I need to select all of my doors. And when you need to select something in Dynamo, and usually it's going to be either family types or categories. So when you want to go with categories, you go with um, categories over here, and you go with all element of category. And the same goes with family type. If you want to go with family type, you type the same family type, all elements of family type. That goes for this one as well, and almost for a lot of selection things in Dynamo. So here you go with doors. You need to find doors over here and feed that in. So that's the first process that I've written here for you, that doors and category, and here we've got all of the doors. So I was like, okay, I have all of the doors, and what I need to, what kind of information I can get out of these doors. And you have two ways how to check this. You can go straightly to the Revit, click on your door, and this is your parameters. So mark, comments, image, face created, frame material. This is all of the parameters that you have. You can find it here, or you can go here straightly into Dynamo and type here element.parameters. And by using this command, you can see all of the parameters. You can hit run over here, or I prefer using shortcuts F5. So right now you can see you have a lot of parameters. So you have two options how you can do this. So I knew that I wanted to get my marks. So by using this command element get parameter, just get parameter, it's easier, get parameter value by name. So by using this node, you can simply get all of the parameters. So as you can see, we type mark, we get all of the elements, and here we have like all of the elements that we have. So these are all of the marks of our doors. So this is the way how you can filter anything, like how you can filter your doors to marks, for example. But always keep in mind that your element is your doors, your parameter name is what you want to change, and your value is what you want to have instead of this. So we can get element, and always try to hover over the element, for example, and read what it expects to get. So it expects to get an element, and if you hover over a parameter name, you can see that it expects a string. So a string is just like a text. So you can do this by using string. So you have the string, or I prefer using code blocks. So I can double click here and type mark, but the important key to keep in mind is that you need to put this in quotes. So that'll be like a string. So that is the way how you can do this. So yeah, I'm not gonna be repeating this. I'm just gonna explain that carefully. So over here, I've got all of the marks, and I just wanted to modify them. And in my situation, I was like, because I've got some other things, I don't remember the ones that I've got when I just opened that project, but there were just some numbers. So you have two options. If you have just some numbers, so for example, the mark for your door is like 1 or 2 or 3, just some number, and you want to add something to this number, you can easily go like this. I'm going to be showing you. So you have the marks, and you go with, for example, you have just some numbers, and you can create a code block and go like a plus b, and connect the b for the numbers, and for the a type something like dr, and something like this. Yeah, and you can feed that in, and you can see what happens. So but here I have doors, so it looks a little bit ugly. So it's not right. um, so what you always can do, you need to think about what you want to affect. So in my situation, I don't want to have to do anything with the numbers that I already get, that I already have. I just want to replace this. So we can get this mark, and I can go with the command string replace. You can type here just replace, and you can find here replace. So we can get our strings. I want to search for all of them. So you get the strings, you search for all of them. So you have all of them just, and you say what you want to replace them with. So in my situation, I just created a sequence from 1 to 16. So my doors will go in this direction from 1 to 16. And I wanted to add a door in front of them. Or let's add something else like dr, like this. And if you go with run, you can see that everything will change to dr slash, and with these numbers 1. So that's how that works. And then you connect that to the value. So if you go to Revit, you can see that everything has changed to dr. And you can, by having this logic, you can do pretty anything with the parameters with your families. So pretty anything. So the important key to understand is to understand what you want to affect and what kind of changes you want to make. The next thing what I've done is the same thing but for the windows. So in my situation, I had windows and I wanted to change type parameter, not just marks. So the difference between these two, that mark requires all of the doors because you want to differentiate each of the marks. So you want to have them, you want to have some inputs, and you want to input that differently, like separately, not differently, separately. So you want to have, like, if you have 15 doors, you want to have 15 different numbers. But in this situation, when you have type, you want just to have, for example, if you have just 2 windows, you can just apply these to 2 of them, and that's it. So in my situation, I just needed to select my windows, and as you can see here, I've checked all of the parameters that I have. I get my type, and the main reason why I get my type, so I can, so as you can see here, I've got my parameters, all of the parameters that I have that is related to window. And if you can see on the elements, we just have elements. Here I've got the type, and here I even created a string, but here it doesn't, I don't need this one. So here I have, as you can see, I have 17 windows, but a lot of them are the same. So almost all of them are the same. So by having this list unique items tool, we have the option to shrink down that list to a more kind of a manageable list. Here we just have 2 numbers, 2 families, and right now we can actually change and actually I needed to change it to here. Yeah, go with run. Yeah. So now what I have over here is actually we have a lot of this, and as you can see, for some reason we have a lot of W's and A's because it's kind of copied a lot of times. So yeah, even when you have some troubles like this, try to troubleshoot that always. So try to understand why that happens actually, because I've done this a lot of times. Like I hit run a lot of times, and that was the problem that caused that. But now what you can do in these types of situation is either go to the Revit and go back, or go with replace here, and it's going to be like a training for you. So if you go with replace, we can take all of these. Actually, you get the type, and you can go with string replace. You can add these ones and type here, for example, I want to replace them with, so I have two of them, so we want to have the sequence from, even create this sequence. It's pretty obvious, but create this type of sequence. As you can see, 1 and 2. So you can have the number 1 and 2, for example, and I'm just showing you how to work with this. You could have written down something simple here, but so, and here you can go with a plus b again, or something else. I'm just showing you that you have the option to create these sequences. And here you can have vn for w, or just type window, so it's going to be more descriptive. And if you go with run, you can see what happens. You have window 1, window 2. You can do some dash lines, run. There we go. And now if you go with replace with, and go with run function, okay, what do we have here? What is the problem? So let's kind of troubleshoot this. Okay, we go with, let's just delete this one and try to see what is going on here. Yeah, okay, that is the problem. Run. Yeah, but now we have like this thing. Go with replace again, and here do the same process for this and check the value. Go run. Now we have window 1 and window 2, and if you go here and feed in your string to the value and go with run, you can see that everything will change to that name. So the objective of this video is to help you understand how Dynamo works. So always try to think of the result that you want to get, and then kind of understand what you need to do to get to that result. Of course, in this situation, it's not that difficult kind of code, but also if you look at it and try to explore each step, it will be easier for you to get into something that kind of sometimes I cannot wrap my my brain around. I hope I used the right idiom. Okay, so that's it for today, and so if you like this video, please share this video if you like this one, and leave your suggestions in the comment section below, and yeah, and have a nice day.